senators and stuff. So our senators have started showing up in the upstate. Some of them are coming out to the meetings. They want to change this. We've talked to some that signed this bill. They said we had, one's like, I'm an engineer. I had no idea this is what the repercussions were going to be. They presented it as in it's for the victims. It's for the victims. Well, Stuart Jones out of Lawrence has submitted a bill. It's
4529.
which the number may change once it goes through certain committees and stuff. It basically states that you cannot just sue somebody just because you had a drink at their facility. You have to prove that they served you in a negligent manner and you were stumbling drunk. Because as you know, there's a million different things that can happen. I find many bottles in my place.
And they can take a pill, they can do whatever the heck they want.
Pills are big. Pills are big in America.
Right.
They're real big.
You drink 2 beers and pop a couple Xanaxes and you're hitting the floor.
Yeah.
And suddenly
Sure.
I'm held responsible, and how I feed my kids is at stake over this. So what we're wanting to do is put more personal responsibility on the individuals and not just be able to sue somebody because you ate Xanaxes and drank some beer and had a wreck.
Well, are they testing people like when get pulled, hit somebody and they say they're drunk, they're not? They got 3 Xanax and are they already tested to prove that? Or?
So I'm glad you mentioned that. They are asking us for advice and suggestions on what we deal with on our level. That is something we're mentioning. My wife is specifically mentioned that in some states, if you have a wreck involving alcohol, they're going to test you. Because if you come back with a bunch of Xanax and blow in your system,
Right.
or whatever else, heroin or anything,
Right.
that ain't my fault.
Exactly.
So,
But back to what you said, each person should be responsible for their own actions.
Yeah.
Right.
Every
person is
responsible.
Self-inflicted wounds don't count.
They should be responsible. You're
I just wanna-
responsible for your own actions.
We're all make sure I got those numbers
We are all
right.
adults, and that's, we're all in control of ourselves.
How much did your insurance go up again? I missed that, I'm sorry.
20 times what I was paying in 20.
It went up from how much to how much?
5,000, 20,000, 100,000.
Over 3 years.
3 years.
So they
Isn't that
expect you to pay
ridiculous?
$100,000 to open your bar to insurance.
$8,000 a month.
And you didn't pay
Small
any.
man's can't outrun that. That is way out of line.
So this is what,
This bar here, I started out, I paid $13,000, and in 3 years, mine's gone to $62,000.
It's awful.
Yeah.
And I don't make
When you got to be renewed
$62,000.
again, Rick?
August 15th,
What do they want this year?
over 100.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not good.
guys, $100,000 for a place like this and a place like mine is impossible.
Absolutely.
So what can we do? That's my whole point.
That's
what are
what
we
we're about to
supposed
get to,
do?
is, so, that bill that Stuart Jones put in. So, if you don't know, the South Carolina legislature is only there from January till May. So they keep telling us nothing's gonna happen, nothing's gonna happen. That's not a good answer for us. There are not enough, I know too many bars that do not have enough time. We've talked to, I use an example, I talked to a lady the other day, they opened a winery, they left a corporate job to do this, put everything they had into it. They were paying $2,000 last year. They told them by the 29th they gotta have $9,000. Now, that may not sound like a lot compared to what we're paying, but I remember a time when $9,000 would have closed my door the day of, when I was first starting out. We, at one of our town hall meetings, there's an elderly couple there, terrified. They have a food truck. They don't serve alcohol. They sell outside breweries and places like that.
The trickle-down effect
A lot of people
is
think it doesn't affect,
mind-blowing.
if you have high percentage food. We talked to somebody, 73% food sales, there's your quadruple. So what you can do is, the biggest thing, and I don't know if people believe us that it works, but we have been bombarding our senators with letters, with emails, with phone calls, and they know about it. That's why they're showing up. And the ones who are against it, for example, gentleman in Greenwood, he was invited out to the last meeting I was out there. He is in fact a trial lawyer, sits on the Judiciary Committee. He said, we don't need to touch that bill, blah, blah, blah. Come out and have open discussion with us. Come out and talk about it. You're our representatives. That's what we voted you in for.
They work for us.
You're not out there for your personal opinion. You're here to represent the people.
Yes.
What's
So,
best for the state.
every
And
senator that's come
all
out-
this disposing is not best for the state.
Every senator that has come out, we greatly appreciate what they're doing. But what you can do, I'm telling you, bombard them. So I'm gonna have my kids walk around and hand everybody one of these, kids. If you know how to scan the.
And we appreciate you little guys getting involved too.
Absolutely.
That's why we brought them with us, because I wanted to see this.
Absolutely.
There you go.
So if you look on the bottom,
It affects them
You look on the bottom, there's a little QR code you can scan that sends you to our link tree. Our link tree, if you go on there, there's everything from our
Petition.
There's a letter, the Restaurant Association of South Carolina. They
Can I have 2 more percent?
Restaurant Association of South Carolina has a link on there where if you click, you type in your zip code, and it will automatically pull up who your rep is, and it'll send a pre-written letter. The biggest one, this is the biggest one I need everybody to do.
Run a bear.
2 of our people met with a senator up in Greenville yesterday. You know how I said they're not coming back till January. Well, he's telling us, what he's having us do is we're prepping 3 letters. One is from business owners who will close by the end of the year, and we're getting everybody to sign it. The other one is from the senators themselves. They're all going to sign it. And then it's from people who are wanting to open a business who cannot get a policy written, because at this point they're not writing policies anymore.
So if you go to sell a business, if you get your renewal quote, and you're like, well, I can't do this, I'm gonna sell a business, you can't even sell it because they're not writing any new policies, so no one's going to buy it. So then there's empty commercial real estate as well.
So
Did you guys not say Senate's out right now?
yes, they're.
Why do you think Luke Rankin didn't show up here tonight?
That's a wonderful question.
Yeah.
Greg Henry's our representative, and I neglected to call him. I'm sure he would have been here.
But what the senator's planning on doing is he's going to take all 3 of these letters and deliver it to McMaster's chief of staff, and either try to get him to do an executive order and kill that bill, the 116, till the end of the year, till they can come back and talk about it, or call them back in to fix this, because we're not coming back till January. It's not an answer when too many people are going to be out of business. Last year alone, between July and November, and if these numbers are wrong, I'm sorry, I'm remembering stuff, all this information coming in. I think it was liquor tax alone, it was like $80 million paid in South Carolina.
Oh my God.
That goes to education. The hospitality taxes go to education.
Teachers, police, firefighters, etc.
For the betterment of society.
So,
Are they picking on us? Is that what it is? Or what's the?
$80 million
Where does it come
liquor.
from?
We're not entirely sure, but is it using cash
30
cow?
years, and up to about 10 years ago, you could get a decent premium, and now they're robbing you. It's just awful.
if you look into it, I'm just gonna put it out there for everybody to look into yourself, follow the money, follow who's making money off of it. It's not the insurance companies. There were 25 in this state that would cover liability. We're down to 2 or 3 now.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
They're
They don't
making-
want to be here because they still have license to cover South Carolina, but they're not profitable, so they can't be in South Carolina.
We've actually had a insurance company reach out to us, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Like I said, we get a ton of information right now. They are wanting to work with us for these bills to help with the wording so they can come back and do business. They're paying out $2 for every one they're making right now. I'm sorry, you know what? I'm not a big fan of insurance companies. It's hard to get a payout sometimes, but you know what? I wouldn't blame you if you're making that kind of money. That's like us if we shut down. You're not going to blame us for that. But if anybody that knows business owners that'll be affected by this, and I'm talking about everybody from the guy that has an ATM in here, the person that does the jukebox, the beer delivery guy,
Your liquor rep.
the liquor rep, the liquor store you get your liquor from. If you serve food, if you're getting from a local farmer, everybody's going to be affected, needs to speak up. And we're having a hard time getting owners to speak up, and I don't know if they're scared. I don't know if they're afraid they're going to be a target. But if
I think there's a lot of it.
I think people are
A lot of it.
People are scared of being a target.
I think they don't.
They don't want to grow what's.
I think they don't, I think they don't know.
I run a pool league here locally, so any bar that's here that has a pool table, I didn't know about this till Ricky let us know today, so I came here. I called several since we got, nobody knows what I'm talking about.
Get your renewal. Tell them that.
Yes.
Check with your renewal. Because a lot of people, we get our liquor license in November, so a lot of people, when they got their insurance right after. Mine happened to be in like April. And so that was when I was like, what? You can imagine a sticker shock on that one. But like I said, the biggest thing you can do is reach out. Also, if you go to our link tree, or if you look on Facebook, I don't know if she shared it on there, you see the SC Venue Crisis little logo. Make it your Facebook profile picture. It sounds silly, But that's what got us the biggest heat in the upstate started, and then right after everyone started changing them, one of the bigger bars up there closed and said that's why they closed. And then people took us serious. So if you see it over and over and over and over on Facebook, people start asking, what is this? We've got people from other states. Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, if you don't know who they are, they just toured with Megadeth, Slipknot, huge band. He just did a video about this. It's shared on our page. 6 minutes, he was talking about how he came through this town. He came through these towns playing 50 to 100 people, now they're playing stadiums. And another guy, J.D. Pincus, he was a big guy in the 90s. He's done a video. There are other people in other states noticing this, and they're trying to support. So share, tag people, drive people insane, because January's a long way away. And we've already lost some steam online, we can tell, because some people decided
August is coming up awful quick too.
Right.
Exactly. I know too many bars right now on the top of my head, I won't say them publicly because it's their personal business to put out, that will not be here in a few months. Several will not be here by the end of the month. And that's terrifying.
Ricky's is gonna be here, damn it, we're gonna do it, ain't we?
You've got to stand up and fight for it. And it's not, it ain't a pissing match. It ain't just standing up and, you know.
It's a family.
Correct. Takes a village.
Yes.
And also let me point out too is, you know, some of these meetings, somebody will be like, fucking Democrats or fucking Republicans.
No.
Nah, the gay bar and the honky tonk are in the same situation.
Everybody's trying to make.
This has nothing to do with political sides. So, yes. Any questions?
I have a question. It would seem to me that the various legislatures for each district, et cetera, that passed this bill initially, which is causing all these issues, that there should be some sort of list of where that representative stands on this issue by district. It should be part of whatever you're sending, and quite frankly, the only way to get people to change, and I'm talking about it at the Senate level or even up to the governor master signing off on something, is to say, you know what, I'm a bar owner, I'm a musician, I'm whatever, like you said, I run the arcade things in places, I'm gonna vote you out. Next time you're up, you're going to be voted out unless you deal with this issue now.
That's 100% correct.
And nobody really knows, I don't think, where each rep stands and how they voted on the initial bill.
I'm having my wife notate that right now because that's something we do need to do. We need to list every one of them out where they stand on it. Because some of them had said, some of the voters have invited them out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's harder to take the officials.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the only thing is to put the fear of God in them and say, I'm going to vote out office.
They work for us. Also, one other thing too, guys, is we're dumping a lot of money into this on our own. We're actually filing for a 501c6, I think we're doing.
Yes.
We're making this a official charity, so when this is over, we're gonna tackle something else, whatever it be. Could be animals, something, I don't know.
Veterans, anything.
Veterans, but we've got a GoFundMe on there. We did a fundraiser yesterday. She's going back home tomorrow. I'm going with my kids and her. We're gonna be in Florence tomorrow, Charleston, and then hit Clinton on the way back. So I'm taking a 4-day run. That's hotels, it's gas.
Right.
We're raising awareness of these flyers. 15,000 was like $750. Stickers, T-shirts, ads on Facebook. So if you can give to GoFundMe, even $20 helps a ton. So
What's the link?
Just on the.
It's on the paper?
On the yellow paper.
if you scan that link, every single thing that we have, videos, links to the bills, anything like that is in that link tree. You just stack them all up and you go down through and research and look at it.
And there's also a link in there that you
Better
can.
Brands trying to help y'all in, I mean, they're the biggest river in this state.
Who is that?
Better Brands. Look like they'd be already starting to help us.
I'm not familiar with them. We do have the.
They own, it's the Budweiser distributor, they're the biggest, they're probably the biggest in the state.
I have actually tried to speak to some of my reps, my beer reps.
They were invited to be here tonight, just so y'all know.
I tried to speak to some of my beer reps about it, and they don't get it either. They're not understand. Like, well, you know, this or that. I was like, dude, you're not gonna have a job when all of us get shut down.
They live good off of us, we're
We
starving to
do.
death.
Now we did have a company reach out to one of our friends up in the upstate. He owns a retro arcade. He said it's like the NRA of alcohol. Basically, all these people, the Jack Daniels, all these people join. they're actually wanting to fly down here and meet and help. So it is starting to get, but that's the thing, spread the word, spread the word, spread
Awareness
the
is the
word,
biggest
spread the
thing
word.
right
Where can we see this video that we're doing right now?